Record. Here we are. We're in progress. We're progressing. So this is from, I think it's from Yoga Journal, but it's really good. The title, it's a little article, so there's 2 paragraphs. It's entitled Honor the Unchanging. So the author is Lisa Fierer, or Fiere, depending on if you're French or not. But she's a teacher as well, and she's an author of a book called Thirst, a Memoir. So she says, in my Sanskrit studies, my teacher encouraged us to focus on the Purusha. I'll spell that for you. It's P-U-R-U-S-H-A. It's a Sanskrit word, and it means the consistent, unchanging cosmic self or consciousness. If you've ever experienced your higher self, that presence, it never changes. It never judges. It's always just there helping you. Anyway, she says prakriti, and I'll spell that, Prakriti, is everything that changes, like the amount in your bank account or the collagen in your skin. And she says an over-attachment to prakriti can cause suffering because it can place an overemphasis on the ego. You can become attached to what you believe things should be instead of appreciating what's in front of you. To invite in Purusha, meditate on bumper sticker adages such as the only constant is change and shift happens. The next time you see a friend, instead of asking them what's new, honor the unchanging by asking, what has remained unchanged since I last saw you? Can you imagine doing that? Especially with somebody who doesn't do yoga. But I just think it's very interesting because there is a constant in the universe. But we can become overly attentive to the prakriti. And that gets us into our ego, which is like anti-spirit. So I think another adage that we could say is live in the moment, or be in the present moment. So with that, we'll honor our centering. Just sit up tall in easy pose. And for just a moment, with your eyes closed, consider the difference between prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is things that change, as she says, like our bank account or the collagen in our skin. Just think about other things that we might get attached to that are ever changing. And then give your attention over to Purusha. Did I say that right? Purusha, yes. The unchanging, that constant consciousness, the cosmic self. And just tune into the idea of that, or if you can even feel it. When we talk about our heart chakra, the heart chakra is midway between the lower chakras and the upper chakras. So it's like a gateway. But that's where we sense that peacefulness within ourselves. And I believe that is the sense of Purusha. And we'll let go of that for now and focus on the breath. Notice what you feel and what thoughts come through your mind as you focus on the breath. Is the breath prakriti or is it Purusha? Or could it be there's an element of each in the breath? What do you think? And then focus into your muscles, your joints, sensations around your body, and just see what you feel there. We'll attune to breath. Just bring palms together in front of your heart and lift with your breath and open out as you breathe out, and repeat a few times at your own pace. And one more round, attuned to breath. We move with the pace of the breath. Right. And just breathe, arms up overhead. Nice deep breath. We're just going to reach forward. So lift up and hinge forward in your hips, leaning over your legs and feet. Let your hands land and stretch away from your hips. Elongate your spine. Feel the sacrum area, your sacred space. And lift back up. And bring your left hand over onto the mat. Bring your right arm up and reach and center. Breathe. And just slowly lean over to your left, keeping shoulders and hips pointed forward. And just come to your edge. Then breathe and elongate. Breathe out and relax deeper into the stretch. Notice where you feel it and what it feels like. We want both hips to stay in touch with the earth, grounded. And then take your arm to the back and circle around in as big a circle as you can manage. Just 3 times around, and then we'll reverse 3 times. Feel how open you feel, and then reverse, going to the back. Take it slow and feel each moment staying in the present. Feel the front of your armpit. Feel the depth of your armpit, your underarm. And then coming back into your side stretch, reach through your fingertips and just look up for a moment. Now turn and face your left leg, easing out of that stretch. And we'll press up. Now take your left hand and reach towards your right knee. And sit up tall. Breathe that left arm up that you just stretched so well and bring it around into your twist. And gaze over your shoulder. And breathe, lift your arm back up towards your ear and unwind to center. We'll lean back and switch our feet. All right. Now just take your right hand and reach towards your left knee. And then breathe up in your left shoulder. And then bring your right hand over to the mat and start to stretch slowly, reaching. And slowly on this side, take that upper arm to the back and circle around. And then we'll reverse 3 more times, coming around. Slow and gentle. As big a stretch as you can manage. Notice the sensations you're creating in your shoulder. What does that feel like for you? And then come back into your stretch. Reach through your fingertips. Look up under your arm. And then push off the floor and reach your right arm over to your left knee and lift up and lower your arm behind you for your twist. Loosen in your spine. Remember to reach up through your spinal column, the tree of life. And then just lift your left arm back up to your ear. Breathe. And unwind to center. And stretch out your legs. Shake out your knees. And some windshield wipers. And circle around in your ankles. And reverse. Okay, from here, we're going to come down onto our backs for a few moves. One being our psoas release. So just lower down. Bring your hands under your hips. Stretch your legs out. Just relax for a moment. Notice how it feels to just not have any place to go, nothing to do, just be in the moment. Okay, so now if you would, bend your left knee, placing the foot on the floor, and flex your right foot. Rotate out in the legs so the toes go over to the right, and then slide your heel over 3 or 4 inches and start your leg lifts only as high as that bent knee. So maybe 10 of these. Good. Okay, on the 10th one, lift that right leg up and let it come in towards your chest. Keep your back on the floor. Press through your heel. You can pulse it a couple of times if you want, just bringing it in closer, but keep stretching the back of the leg. Now take both hands behind the leg or holding onto the leg at about your calf area. So down from the knee. Take in your deep breath. And as you breathe out, bring your leg and your head together. Lift up. Now, take a hold of your leg, and as though you want to pull it out of your hip socket, just lengthen in that joint. Open the joint. Lift it up, taking a breath. And breathe out. Draw the leg in a little closer. Head closer to your knee. And then relax your torso down onto the mat. Let's get a little inside stretch here. Take a hold of the inside of your ankle or your heel. Reach to the left with your left arm so you have some leverage, and open your right leg out to the side in a nice open stretch. Pause there. Try to keep your hips on the ground and let the stretch happen in your leg. Now gently release your foot. Bring that leg in, bend your knee, place the foot on the floor, stretch out your left leg, and bring your hands back under your hips. Flex the foot, rotate out to the left, slide over a few inches, and start your leg lifts. 10 of them. All right, now after the 10th one, lift that leg up to the ceiling and let it come in towards your chest. Press through your heel. Let your leg relax towards you. And then take your hands and hold on to your calf or your shin area. Now, pull the leg away from the hip joint just to open the joint. So breathe and draw the leg in a little closer. Flex your foot. Keep lengthening that leg out from the joint and then pull it in. So breathe and lengthen. Breathe out and draw the leg in. All right, now the next one, we're going to take in our breath, hold on to the leg, And lift your head up to meet your knee. Bring your leg in a little closer if it will come. Keep lengthening. And now lower down with your torso and your head. Take your left hand inside the leg, whether it's your shin or your ankle or your heel, and open the right arm out to the side. Just press it down and take your left leg over to the side. Keep your hips down. Let the leg open in the hip joint. Let your shoulders relax down. Now release your hand from your foot and lower the leg back down. And bring it up. Now bring both legs up to the ceiling. Bring your hands underneath your hips. And we're just going to do some ab work, doing scissors legs up and down. So just start, it's like you're walking or making scissors, coming down to the floor and then back up. Your hands under your hips protect your low back. Okay, and the next time your legs are up towards the ceiling, just hold them there and then take them out to the side. We're going to crisscross. And as we crisscross, we're going to lower back down. Feel your abdominal area, your low abs, and then bring it back up, crisscross, breathe, and you can speed it up a little if you want to. One more time, lifting, and your crisscross. And then let your legs relax. Notice your heartbeat. All right, so a few rocks. We're going to go up into half shoulder stand for a few breaths. So just kick your legs up towards your face and rock. Give yourself a little massage on your back. Make sure you're on your mat so that you have support. And then kick up into half shoulder stand. Come up a little higher on your shoulders. Just let your palms open and hold your hip bones in your hands. And then you want your feet right about above your nose. Now, a few wiggles. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Shake those organs right back into their natural position. If you need to come up higher on your shoulders, you can do that. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And just take your legs overhead for a moment or two into plow. Flex your feet. You'll feel a stretch. And then lift your chin and start to roll your back onto the mat. Lower your hips down. Now separate your feet, bend your knees, and come into happy baby. Hold on to the outsides of your feet, and then roll side to side. Feel how good this is on your sacrum area, your low back. And then pause and center. Bring the soles of your feet together. Hold on with both hands. Take in a breath. As you exhale, lift your feet towards the top of your head. Bring your legs in nice and close and lift your head looking through that open space in sleepy baby. And then release. Bring your hands on the backs of your legs and kick up. All right. So now we'll come around onto our bellies. So we want to do some counter stretching because we did some things with a rounded back. So just come into traction. Palms about under your shoulders and just press down and pull away from your knees. Feel that stretch in the front of your torso, in the low back. Notice how that feels. And then some rolls side to side. Just loosen all that up. Move out any debris. And then just look towards your left, towards your feet. Come around and look to your right. Come back to center. Now lower yourself down onto the mat and reach your arms forward, up off the floor. And lift your legs and your torso. And lower down. Breathe a couple of breaths. Press the pubic triangle into the ground, engage your hip muscles, and breathe your way back up into the upward boat. And down. We'll do one more. Breathe. Press hips down into the mat. And breathe your way back up into upward boat. Now bend your knees Take your arms around and reach for each ankle. First, give yourself a thigh stretch. Just pull your heels into your hips. Open the chest and shoulders. Bring shoulder blades closer together. Press your knees away. Lift them off the floor and press them away. Okay. Now hold on to your ankles really firmly. Breathe. And press your feet away. Press them into your hands and come into bow. Lift your feet. Arch in your back. Lift your feet a little higher. Reach and lower down. Bring your arms around, make a pillow for your head, your forehead, or you can turn your head to the side. Turn your heels out and touch your big toes. Let your thighs relax. And bring palms back under your shoulders. Lift up. Pull back into puppy stretch. Breathe. And come forward. Down onto your belly again. Breathe. And press back into puppy. And come forward and lower down again. Again, breathe, press back into puppy. Hold. Turn your toes under. We're going to grow these puppies into full-size downward facing dog. So press on your palms, lift your hips, walk your feet in to where you need them, hip width apart. And if you like, you can take your hips side to side. And then just take your left foot forward. Whoops. Lift up onto your fingertips. Press firmly in your feet and lift up into warrior one. Reach. And come back down. Step that leg back into downward dog. Breathe. And step the right leg forward. Press feet firmly into the mat. Come onto your fingertips, look up. Engage the legs and lift up into your warrior one. And reach for the floor. Step back into down dog. This time, take your left leg up into three-legged. Bend your knee and swing your leg through. Come up into warrior one. Whoops. If you go too fast, you might lose it. See if you can deepen your pose here. Give a stretch to the psoas muscles. And back down. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up. Bend your knee. And spring forward with that foot. Press down on fingertips. Lift to warrior one. And take it back down. This time, just bend your knees, come down into child's pose. Classic pose, arms at your sides, thumbs by your ankles. And bring palms onto the mat, lift up, separate your heels, one final stretch, sit between your heels, walk your hands back. You can do this thigh stretch a couple different ways. You can lift your hips up and down, or you can lay on the floor. You want to keep your legs parallel if you can, and stretch your thighs. And then come back to center, lift up, bring your legs around to the front for Shavasana. Stretch out on your back. If you need a blanket or your socks on, just get comfortable as possible. Relax down. Allow your back to flow right down onto the mat. Arms at your sides, palms turned up, and let your shoulders rest back from any holding. If it feels like they're still kind of tense or lifting, then take your arms out a little further, bend your elbows a little bit, and open using your arms, letting your shoulders relax. All your cares, concerns, melt away. And just soften for a few minutes here in Shavasana. Now, in the stillness, become aware of your body, your thoughts, any emotion you're feeling. And usually we say, notice what's changed from when we started our practice. But in light of our consideration of Purusha, what has remained the same? Within you, what has remained the same, unchanged? That's a rhetorical question. And now start to bring some little moves into your body, coming back to the physical dimension, your body, this reality here. And then slide your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest. Stretch them in. You're welcome to lift your head up to meet your knees if you want. That's optional. And then just lean over to one side and press up into sitting. Bring your hands into the mudra that you feel is appropriate right now. And for the next week, perhaps once a week or once a day for the next week, take just a moment or two to consider Purusha. What is unchanged in your experience? And then bring palms together in prayer or Anjali Mudra. We've sealed in all our benefits and our contemplation. So may each moment be rewarding and fulfilling for you, especially in light of tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving and namaste. Whoops, that's not the right one.
Thank you for class.
Yes, that was, thank you very much.